This is the informative speech for the University of Maryland University College, Foundations of Oral Communication, presented by Christopher Kennedy. It's the holiday season. It's a time for family, for joy, and for celebrations. Failure to heed the words over the next 6 minutes could change this season to one of pain, grief, and regret. My name is Christopher Kennedy, and I would like to talk to you about how we can keep this a time of celebration and not a time for mourning. So what is it that could have such a drastic effect on our families during this holiday season? In one simple word, it's safety. The holiday season is filled with hazards that can destroy your planned fun. The top issues this year are driving, fire safety, and appropriate gift giving. According to the AAA, we will have more travelers this year during this season than any other time since 2007. They anticipate 46.9 million travelers going greater than 50 miles from their homes, of which 42 million will be driving. Now, according to the Center for Disease Control, there are approximately 32,000 deaths every year due to auto accidents. In order to mitigate the risks associated with that, we can do a few things. First off, seat belts. Every person in the vehicle needs to be having their seat belts on. This includes children being restrained by proper devices appropriate to their age, height, and weight, and those devices being secured into the vehicles as per their owner's manual. Do not drive after drinking. Obey all posted speed limits. Now, speed limits are posted as per the ideal conditions, so in the event of inclement weather, ensure you adjust your driving speeds as appropriate to those conditions. Also, avoid distractions. This includes messing with the radio, eating while driving, and playing with personal electronic devices while driving. The National Fire Prevention Association lists that 50% of house fires happen between December and February. This means during the holiday season you are 3 times as likely as to experience a house fire as during any other time of the year. A lot of this is because the typical scene for holidays includes lots of cooking, candlelit rooms, Christmas lights around the entire house, and a living room made cozy by a fireplace. Now, each of these presents its own danger. As long as we're aware of these dangers and handle them responsibly, we can continue to use them to enhance our holiday season. And the first item of concern is cooking. The leading cause of all house fires is unattended cooking on the stove top. There's a simple fix for this. If you're going to walk away from the stove or away from the kitchen while you're cooking, turn the stove off. When dealing with candles, December is a peak home fire time from candles. It's in most number of times that home fires are started from candles is during December, due mostly to the large increase of religious candle usage. A third of all candle fires start in the bedroom, and of those, 50% of fires originate from flammable objects being placed within close proximity to the candle. Ways we can prevent these fires is using candle holders, not allowing candles to burn all the way to the bottom, not to use candles as supplemental lighting during power outages, and extinguishing all candles when you leave a room. Next comes fire safety, is electrical safety. Number 1, only place 1 heat-producing item per an outlet. Next, extension cords are for temporary use only. If you're done using them, you unplug them and you put them away. Next is not to overload circuits. The most common practice is when you see people daisy chaining power outlets or power strips through an outlet. They are designed for one use only, and overloading them can cause a fire. And last, ensure that you test your GFCI outlets prior to use. Next is heating. Ensure any heating device you use, whether it be a space heater or a fireplace, has a 3-foot safety zone around it. In this safety zone, you'll exclude flammable objects, children, and pets. Do not heat your house with the oven. That will increase risk for CO2 poisoning from family members and the risk for house fires. And last, make sure you test your smoke alarms and your CO2 alarms monthly. The final subject is appropriate gift giving. CNN reported that toy injuries alone resulted in more than 185,000 ER visits in 2015, many of which resulted in the death of a child. In order to prevent this, ensure you check the age-appropriate label on all toys, with the primary concern being choking hazards. Next, buy safety equipment for any gift that you purchase for your family members. If you're buying little Johnny a bike, make sure you buy him a helmet to go with it. If you're buying your dad a chainsaw, buy him the appropriate safety gear that goes with that equipment. Next, ensure that the people have the right environment to be playing with the toys and gifts that they receive. A street is not an appropriate place to be playing with a ball, and neither is a living room. Last, pay attention to toy recalls. This vital information is put out after the release of toys to keep your family safe of recently discovered hazards. This is a season to enjoy time with our family. By keeping these practices in our minds and as a part of our habits, we can continue to enjoy this wonderful time of year. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you all have a happy holiday season.